like it doesn't have to be perfect to be great, or at least to be awesome. Let's put it that way, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't have to be perfect to be awesome. And I think last night was a prime example. There was a lot about last night that wasn't perfect. And I think it's just football in September where we are today coming out of these training camps. Like, I get it. I thought the officials had a rough night. At times, the players had a rough night. Chris Collinsworth always has a tough night. But, things don't have to be perfect to be awesome. And at the end, it was pretty awesome. I mean, it really was.
Yeah.
At times, for huge stretches of that game, if anything else, we were reminded, I think, why we love this league so much. It's because of guys like Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. And as much as I love Lamar Jackson, at the end of the game, I was like, Lamar, what's wrong with you? You're better than that. You're better than that. I didn't have an investment on last night's game.
You didn't have a wager?
I did not. I would have been irate because if anything, I would have bet the Ravens. And I have people that were asking, Jesse Rogers, a few others. I had said, look, I don't have a position on this game. If you're asking me my opinion, take the Ravens and the points. If I had had it personally, I would have been irate because forget about Isaiah Likely's toe on the line. That was like Kevin Durant and remember the three-point shot in Brooklyn a few years ago. If his foot was a little bit smaller, forget about that.
Milwaukee doesn't win.
Right, exactly. Yeah exactly. I'm saying if Likely's shoe's a little smaller, guess what? Like they win the game. But forget about that.
And right away, Harbaugh's going for two.
I know, and I love
We're going for two. We're going for the win.
I love that.
Well, and usually when you're on the road and you score that late touchdown, you go for the victory.
Absolutely, 100%. But
if you're at home, you might go for the tie.
Forget about the last play. Lamar Jackson had not one but two throws that you'd expect a middle-of-the-road quarterback to make. You'd be irate if Mitch Trubisky or Sam Howell didn't make those conversions.
Right, yeah.
But you'd also sort of understand it maybe a little bit more. You'd be like, that's why he's Mitch Trubisky. When Lamar Jackson misses not one but two, you're like, really, man? You're better. You're better than that. You know it.
You're a two-time NFL MVP,
You're
Carm.
a two-time
NFL MVP.
You're on the road in week one.
You rushed for 122 yards.
Everything that you worked for this offseason, the sour taste in your mouth after the AFC title game last year. You guys, you went into Kansas City with some adversity. Your O-line coach just died.
Yeah.
You're working in new young off. You're working in a rookie right tackle from Washington that looked like he was completely overwhelmed in the moment. You're without your O-line coach. You're like it's ring night in Kansas City. Like they've sort of been the thorn in your side, and like you're right there. You played your ass off, and then you flubbed it at the end. You flubbed it, and that's what's I think frustrating and excruciating if you're a Ravens fan, if you're a Lamar fan, and I love Lamar Jackson, but it's like, come on, man, you're better than that. But Lamar and Patrick Mahomes reminded us for huge stretches last night, Yerk, why we love this league and what's so exciting about it.
And as great as Mark Andrews is, there's another young kid coming up now.
He's terrific.
Isaiah Likely.
And he was awesome last year.
Did you see the move he made on the sideline?
Yes.
When he caught that 49-yard touchdown,
yes.
You see that move on the sideline where he just stopped, and then continued into the end zone.
That's a tight end, Yerk.
Yeah, I know.
That's like a 255-pound tight end.
I understand. Very big man.
Very
good blocker.
Pretty good.
Yeah, good blocker, too.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know where he came from, but good for him.
So after he's from Coastal Carolina. And look, when Mark Andrews went down last year, he got a chance, and he made a lot with it. Like, I think most football fans became aware of Isaiah Likely in the back half of last season. And maybe he's more of a target. Mark Andrews will still be plenty of part of that offense. I get it. But like Lamar missing those two throws, it was unfortunate. And then he comes back and you think, did they just do it? Did they pull it off? And you were sort of like, and this is the way it sounded last night. Real quick, we'll play it. Like you were sort of like, oh my God, that's so close. Is he out of bounds? This is the way it sounded on NBC last night.
Lamar trying to make magic happen. Throw it in zone. Likely 2 feet down. Yes! Touchdown! What a play! Isaiah Likely! Going for two and the win.
Let's make sure.
Oh,
very close.
Oh.
Is there enough to overturn?
Oh, that's on. That's on the line, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
That's a toe. By a toe, the opener looks like it'll go to the Chiefs because this will be game over.
It couldn't have been any more exciting. And then, of course, they did rule that the game was over, that his toe was on the line. It was a great way to start the year, just overall. Again, I think at times Mahomes and Lamar both did things that dazzled. Mahomes made a head-scratching interception, but okay, even Mahomes, I guess, is guilty of it every once in a while. The one that Roquan had.
Yeah, I know the one over the middle.
Yeah,
where it looked like he was trying to get to Rice.
Yes.
And the ball was he hit?
Well, I don't think he could fully step up, but I think Patrick Mahomes knows don't throw that ball in the middle of the field, like with potentially Roquan
Smith
just
sort
of
that way.
And like don't throw that ball.
Unless his follow-through was affected. But yeah, you're right. If you can't make the throw, tuck it.
Probably just
and drop.
Eat it.
Tuck it and drop. That's it. That's all you got to end up doing right there.
Yeah.
The right tackle will be all right. I listened to the Skronsky interview yesterday.
I loved it. Skronsky was on with Waddle and Sylvan.
Yeah.
He was fantastic.
He talked about the speed of the game.
Yes, he did.
He goes, listen, you can do whatever you want. Then you start the regular season, and wow, the right tackle had to see it. He had to
You're
feel
talking
it.
about Roger Rosengard.
Yeah. You had to feel it. You had to see it. You had to get smacked in the face. He didn't react. He didn't respond the way, sometimes you have to respond. You got to be you got to be able to, okay, hike up the pants, tighten the belt. Now it's time to go out and play. That didn't happen. He'll watch it on film. He'll be embarrassed. If he's any type of competitor whatsoever, he's going to respond. If he doesn't respond, I think you get some answers then.
Like I've heard you say it for years, for decades.
Yeah.
I've been in this business for a long time, and I've talked like all the pro athletes that I've gotten to know, the former pro athletes, and what you guys always say is like there is that moment early on, and you always predict it now as analysts, like this is what he's going to have. Like you're no longer playing a kid who's going to be an accountant. No disrespect.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's great play, and Skronsky was making this point. Like Skronsky played in the Big Ten. This kid played in the Pac-12. Like there are great players, but Skronsky said what you guys always say. Like you realize real quick that nobody sucks.
Yeah.
That everybody's awesome. That these are grown-ass men. So, hey, Roger Rosengarten, go block Chris Jones and George Karlaftis. Like, it's just different. I get it. So you're right, Jurk. And it's just one of the things like they had sort of stacked against him, and they still overcame it. And they overcame, I thought it was a good game plan for Monken. I kept wondering, like, at some point you got to go downfield. And then they did. I thought Monken called a good game last night, and they certainly did enough to win. They outgained the Chiefs by 100 yards. Yep. They had like 6 more minutes of possession, and they had more first downs, but they lost. And so now, the Ravens will be okay.
The ball's got to go in the end zone, Carm.
It does.
I give you 1,000 stats where I can show you a box score at the end of the game.
But what are the points?
All the stats and what are the points? They take like who won this game, and you'd be shocked.
What are the points?
You'd be shocked who won the game.
What are the points?
Who won this game? Who won that game? You'd be shocked. How did they not win?
If I showed you blind, you probably think the Ravens win the game.
Time of possession, turnover margin,
yards,
all types of stuff. Yeah, you go and look at it and say, well, that team obviously won.
Right.
No, they didn't win.
They lost.
They didn't win at all. Not only did they lose, they lost by 11.
Ravens will be fine.
Yeah.
It's
they'll be fine. They've got nothing to worry about.
That defense is good.
For them, that was the first game. We were right there. We were on the road, hostile crowd.
Yeah.
Here's the mistakes that we made. And Harbaugh will be going over that today. Today, he'll be in there, and they'll be in practice, and he'll look at it today, and he'll go, this is where we screwed up.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Here's 3 plays that changed the course of this game and killed us.